here. We're going to get to see the machines that got chosen for your MyMachine Dream Machines. Are you excited? Yeah! Me too, me too. So I want to introduce our fellows from Indiana University who have been helping the college students make the prototypes. And here they are. This is Mr. John Rasick. So say hi, John. And then over here behind the camera is Mr. Adam Maltese. So wave to him. Yes. So we're super happy that they're here with us this morning. They are going to do a big reveal of the machines that got chosen to be built. But before they do the reveal, they're going to talk to us a little bit about the whole big picture of MyMachine and kind of let you know that you guys aren't the only ones doing this in the world. There's kids everywhere doing this, but you're the only ones right here in our little portion of the world. So that's pretty cool. Don't you think that's cool? Oh my gosh, I'm so proud of you. I'm so excited for you to see the designs that were created. So I'm going to hand this over to Mr. Racing.
And I'm Mr. Maltese, to remind you. Mr. Racing will come in a minute, but good morning, all of you. Yeah, we're excited to be here. I know you're getting pretty close to the end of school, right? But you're probably not counting the number of days. 2 days left. So you are counting. All right. My kids are the same. They've got 2 days left. So yeah, we're here today. You're the only school in Indiana that's participating in this. And one of only 2 schools in the US that we're gonna go do this with. So MyMachine was an idea that came up over in Europe, in Belgium. And they were thinking, you know, what are the ways that we can get more kids and their dreams and their ideas to come out of their heads and then, you know, actually come to reality. And so for a number of years, they've been working on a process to get the kids to come up with great ideas, those ideas to get passed on, and then to be built. And so they developed this idea, and then a whole bunch of other people said, that's a pretty awesome idea. So it started spreading around the world. So there's actually a number of places around the world that are doing similar things to what you all did. It's pretty amazing. It's in a bunch of countries in Europe, it's in Mexico, it's in South Africa, and it's here in the US. And so I'll just give you a little bit of background on it, just to talk through your part of the process and then what everyone else did. And then we'll get to the more exciting part, which is the actual showing of the designs. So this is really like a 3-part process. And you all played the first part, and maybe the hardest part, which is your teachers asked you to think of something new, right? What's a dream, what's an idea that you could create that maybe you don't know about or hasn't been created before ever? And that's the idea of a dream machine. So the idea is that you think of something, you sketch it out a little bit, you describe it a little bit, right? And then maybe you share it with your other kids in your class, and you think about all these other cool dreams that other people have come up with. And while we would love to build all of those, we can't build all of them. And I'm sorry for that, but that's unfortunately the way it is right now. So what we asked was, if you all could work together and come up with a few, like a smaller group of ideas that we could move on to the next stage. So we got some pretty awesome ideas. And like I said, there were ideas coming from your school, and then there was ideas coming from a school out in New Jersey from kids who were in 1st grade. So, you know, where you were last year. And they sent all those ideas to us. And then we worked with folks from Linton, folks from New Jersey, folks from Wisconsin, folks from Indiana, and we said, okay, we think these ideas can move forward, and we think we can do a good job trying to make these. All right? Do you remember any of the ideas that you all came up with?
Yeah. No.
I'm going to let you somewhat quietly shout them out if you want, if you remember your idea.
Food tray.
Food tray. I appreciate you raising your hand. You guys can just say it out loud though. Animal wheelchair. Medicine shooter. Right, okay. So I'm glad you remember your ideas, right? And sometime, hopefully you'll get the skills so you can actually build your idea if you want. So we took those ideas and then we passed them on to a bunch of students at Indiana University. It's a little bit older than you, but you'll be there soon. And those students are learning how to design and make things. Right? So they're interested in making stuff, they're interested in designing stuff, but they don't really know how to do it. So they come into a class, and John, Mr. Rasick, and his partners teach them how to do some of that, right? And what they'll go on to do in the future is they'll create things for people. You might have an idea, you go to them and you say, hey, make this. And they'll build it, or they might have their own ideas. And so over a couple weeks, and this is back in January and February, they were taking your ideas that we passed along, and they're designing those out, they're creating computer models, they're creating, does anyone know what a prototype is?
Yes.
What is it?
It's like in Apple, like they make prototypes like to test it, and then they make the real thing.
Yeah, perfect description, right? And Apple does this, and there's places in in our area here, but there's places all over the world that are making prototypes today. It's basically like the first version of an idea, right? You build something and you try it out, and then usually you sort of try to make it better and better over time. You might have heard of the engineering design process, right? We sort of do these cycles of doing these things over and over again. And so the students at IU made some drawings, made some of those early prototypes. I think they sent some videos of those, right, for you all to take a look at and give some feedback on. And that's part of the job that they're going to do in the future. So once that was done, and once they had feedback from you all, because you all are their clients, right? They're making stuff for you. They sent that on to a high school in Wisconsin. Has anyone ever been to Wisconsin? Bunch of thumbs down, a couple people, hands up in the air. It's a lot of cows, cheese, milk, a lot of green area, a lot of lakes. So there are students up there, and they are learning how to weld things, how to cut things, how to build things, because that's what they want to do in a few years. And so we sent the ideas that you started with. They went through the design classes at IU, and then they went up to Wisconsin, and then they had a couple weeks where they got to work with the ideas and try to make them come true. Okay? And they were allowed to, use their brains and dream a little bit about what they would want for the design to be, and then they were using their skills and learning new skills as they tried to make your idea come to life. And then they put it on a truck and they sent it back to us. And then we put it in a car and we drove it from Bloomington down to here. And that's what we're going to share with you now. Right? So I think it's pretty cool. This is why we do this, is your ideas went to a bunch of other students at IU, a bunch of other students in Wisconsin, and then they're coming back to you today, and we'll show you what they look like. Show us. All right. I used to teach middle school, so I feel like I have to at least say, does anyone have any questions about anything I said? Go ahead. Yeah, you, go ahead.
Have you ever been to Wisconsin?
I have been to Wisconsin. Yeah, I have, a few times. It's pretty nice. People are pretty nice. They have a team that plays against IU a lot, so we usually root against the Badgers. But it's pretty nice up there. Yes. Go ahead with the glasses, with your hand up. So the design class was able to make is it 5 prototypes?
5 prototypes.
5 prototypes, so 5 of those like models in between. And then we built
3 final.
We built 3 sort of fully built out final projects.
Yes, 2 final projects for that, and 1 prototype.
Okay, yeah, so of those 3 final ones, 2 are for your school, and 1 of those is gonna go out to New Jersey. And that goes out there next week. So, yeah, do you have a question? Sorry, I couldn't hear.
How many times have you visited Wisconsin?
I feel like Wisconsin should pay me some money for this. I have driven through there. Part of my family is from Minnesota, which is past Wisconsin. So we actually go through Wisconsin probably once or twice a year. One thing I did forget to mention is, do any of you have friends who are in the grade right above you? Or brothers or sisters or something? Okay, so we did this with your school last year. And so you might have, maybe you heard about or even saw some of the projects there. We had like a trash collecting robot. Can't remember the other ones, but yes, the dog washer. So those also came from Wisconsin, from the same group. And so this is like the next batch that came through. And again, that's what we're gonna share with you all. We'll save a couple more of the questions, and I'm gonna hand this over to Mr. Rasick, and he's gonna describe to you a little bit more of the stuff that you were involved in directly.
Okay, thank you. All right, we're getting closer. We're getting closer to that moment of truth. Are you guys excited? Yes, I'm excited. I'm so excited to show you guys this because they are so incredible. These projects are so incredible. So I am a professor just like Mr. Maltese. I teach design. I'm an architect, and we use prototypes all the time. All right, we're going to walk you through the projects. We are going to talk briefly about all the projects, and then we're going to get right to the good stuff. All right, so Miss Lori's class, raise your hand. Who are you? Awesome. Okay, you guys worked on, and I'm going to go through these kind of quick. You guys worked on the stair helper. Who can tell us about the stair helper? Who from Mrs. Lori's class? Come on up.
Cash, you want to go on it?
Come on up.
Cash.
Cash, come on up. Here's your chance. Come on, bud. Okay, all right.
Who else was in Cash's group?
Who else is in Cash's
Come
group?
here, Nova.
Come on up.
Do you feel like talking? You want to tell how the idea came about? Come on up. I can't. All right, no, Glenn, did you come up and tell? Were you in that group?
Yeah.
Well, come out. You tell why you guys made the stair helper. Real quick. Come on. Chop, chop, chop.
All right, we're going to go through. Come on over to the microphone.
Because it helps Cash reach stuff because he's very short and he may get reach anything like the cups when we were talking about it in our classroom.
All right, thank you so much. So Cash, this is for you, buddy. All right, let's reload this. Okay, so there is our, come on now. All right, do you guys recognize some of these people? Okay, well, let's go back here. We have a picture loaded. Okay. Okay, and All right, this is going to load for a second, but let's talk about the Speedy Dose, or the medicine helper. Who worked on this project? All right, do you want to talk about it? You got to come up quick. Come on up. Tell us about the medicine helper, or the Speedy Dose. We've got a couple different names for this project.
Because Gavin couldn't, it was an easier way to get Gavin's medicine.
Awesome, thank you. So where's Gavin? Raise your hand, Gavin. Oh, he's in New York. Ah, Gavin. All right, that's okay. So this is a way, and there was a lot of tanks that were designed. Now, and here are some of those people who worked on some of these tanks. You guys recognize some of those people? Yeah. Okay. These are the designers of the medicine helper. Baseball pitcher. Raise your hand if you were working on the baseball pitcher. All right, come on up.
Lego.
All right, tell us about the baseball pitcher.
I make the baseball pitcher so you can practice batting when your parents don't want to come outside and help you.
Thank you, great idea. We see all of these hard-working designers. Okay. Looks like those loaded. All right. Okay, animal wheelchair. Come on up. Tell us about the animal wheelchair.
So it's a design we made to help hurt animals who can't really walk, but they can still walk a little bit. And we made this so we can help save the animals a little bit.
Awesome. Great job. Back to some of these pictures. Midnight Snacker. Who is that? Come on up, tell us about the Midnight Snacker.
Whenever you want to have snacks, but the fridge is too far away, you can just eat it from the fridge, pretty much.
All right. Midnight Snacker. Okay, there's some of the Midnight Snacker team. Okay, so you guys gave us your great ideas, and this is oftentimes the hardest part, coming up with the good ideas. So you gave us your great ideas. We took those 5 ideas, we narrowed them down to a couple, I think 3, and the baseball pitcher. This is what the IU group came up with, all my students. Okay, and here are some of the initial sketches. Here are some of the developed ideas about how to get a baseball back to you when your parents can't play with you. And then here is the final prototype. Now it's a little bit shorter than it was supposed to, but basically the ball, you throw the ball into the catcher's mitt and it comes down and the ball kicks back to you. Okay, and that's what the final version is going to look like. We handed that off to our high school team in Wisconsin. Again, Wisconsin. So important to this story. That was project number 1. Project number 2 is the Speedy Dose, the medicine helper. Okay, and the task that my students had was, it reminds people to take their medicine, it makes taking medicine fun, and it has everything needed to take medicine in one place. Okay, so they came up with something that looks like this. Now, the way this works is you take a heavy metal ball and you swing it, and it has to hit that hole, which is like a game. And when it hits that hole, the pill pops out. Okay? And then there is the stair helper. This was our 3rd project that we worked on. Okay? And this is what we came up with. There's stairs. There are blocks that can be moved around and played with. So you can see someone playing, and then you can use the slide. Yeah, and see, there's a picture of them playing with the blocks. All right, so those are the 3 projects that we worked on. Speedy Dose, or the medicine helper, the boost buddy, or the stair helper, and then the baseball pitcher. Okay, and then here are some pictures of the high schoolers working on the final projects. So, for the medicine helper, they decided to go back to the drawing board and come up with a whole brand new design. They felt like the design that my students came up with wasn't fun enough. And so they came up with a different design, which is fine, which is good. So there are some, they're working in metal, they're working in cardboard, they're welding. Okay, they're trying to figure it out. And then we're here, the moment of truth. Okay, I'm gonna get up here on stage. Okay. We are going to start with our first project, which is the stair helper, the boost buddy. Now I need your help. I need everyone to give me a drum roll. 3, 2, 1. Oops. Okay, it is tiny because it's a prototype. It's a prototype. This was one of the final ideas that we didn't build full scale. Mostly because it was so big. It would have been huge. But it's a great idea. You can see the slide, and you can see the different colors, and these blocks move. Okay, so that's our stair helper. Okay.
Yeah, we're pretty proud of that. Let's get
All right, now let's give us a stair helper in front of the class. Excellent work. Okay, and Adam, I think I'm going to need your help on this one. Okay, and then our next project is the medicine helper, or the speedy dose. Okay, I need a drum roll, please. 3, 2, 1. Just kidding. All right, 3, 2, 1. So here is the speedy dose. Who worked on this project? Whose project was this again? Come on up, Gavin. Oh, sorry, that's not Gavin. Okay. So, the way this works is you take your pill and you put it in this special plastic ball, and then you put the ball down into the tank, and then we pull the back, and it shoots it out. So I'm going to need you to catch this. Okay, so when you move over there a little bit, right there is good. Right there is good. All right, why don't you scoot over? So I don't want to hurt you. All right. I need a drum roll, please. Here we go. Let me come in a little bit closer. I don't know if I can go that far. And go. Oh. Let's try that one more time. Okay. Stick the pill back in there. Yeah, come on, get closer. I don't know if we can shoot that far. And oh! All right, thank you guys. We are going to give you all a chance to see these designs a little bit closer later on in the program. All right, and then our last one. Maybe you can help me with this. All right, we have to take a second, one moment.
Yeah, put your hands over your eyes.
Yeah, no peeking. Tuck your eyes to your elbow. No peeking. Close your eyes, Mom.
I'm looking away.
Okay. And we have the baseball pitcher. All right. You were watching the whole time? Oh. All right. So, the way the baseball pitcher works, we throw the ball into the mitt. There's grass up here, and you guys will be able to see it when you guys get closer. And then the ball shoots out the bottom. And let me get the balls. All right, who worked on the baseball pitcher? Okay, come on up. All right, here we go. All right, try again. Oh, there it goes. All right. Give it one more shot. It's all right. Good shot. And there it goes. All right. Good job. Thank you. All right. Baseball pitcher, everyone, give him a round of applause.